Good afternoon. Welcome to this conference organized by the Blue Growth community. We are hosted in the Meta Week event this year, and we are glad to present our conference on Blue Economy on Action. I would like to start with the presentation of the Blue Growth community. Only a few words for presenting the community and its main activities. The Blue Growth community is a project, an horizontal project funded in the context of the InterregMed program. And it's operating in the Med area, in the European Med area, for 5 years now. In fact, it started its activities already in 2017 with a first phase that was consisting in building a community of stakeholders and a community of projects dealing with blue growth themes. In the second phase that started 2 years ago, in 2019, the main scope of the community was to put in place activities for capitalizing the main results coming from the above said projects. The core of the community is composed of partners and associated partners. In fact, the project is managed by 7 partners. And the associated partners are 17, coming from all the countries of the Med area, of the European Med area. At the beginning, we started with a core of 6 projects that were increased. That was increased with 4 more projects later on, currently we are working with these 4 ongoing projects, and with also 3 strategic projects dealing with innovation and with maritime surveillance. Just for letting you know the main topics which are present in our communities, in our community, I just named some of them. A main topic, for example, is marine renewable energy. We work with maritime surveillance, with coastal and maritime tourism, with circular economy and blue funding, with blue biotechnology and bioeconomy. Right, in the last year, we started working on this together with 2 strategic projects, and also with fishing and aquaculture. What we offer as a community? We offer a range of tools, methodologies, platforms, for example, some support for business plan for small and medium enterprises, some models of circular economy, some funding schemes, some educational methodologies on different themes, and some platforms for matchmaking, for cooperation, for technology transfer. Using and applying this kind of tools that we offer coming directly from our projects, is an opportunity for change, is an opportunity for putting in place methodologies for good management in blue business, for example. What else we offer? We also offer the possibility to participate in a to be part of a participatory process for policy making. We, as a community, produced some policy papers and lately some position papers, for example, so that we are able to define some blue economy lines, integrated policy and recommendations, but also to provide main findings and recommendation on various themes. We are now in the process of transferring, so transferring the knowledge, the good practices, the results coming from the project. The main words in this moment in our activity is capitalizing, is mainstreaming, is strategic liaising, etc. We are supported in doing this, in applying this process by our advisory board, which is composed, of course, of the core members coming from the projects, but also from the associated partners, and also from some other members coming from regions, from universities, etc. We are now working to the setting up of working groups. One of the working groups that we launched in this year. In these years, there is the one on circular blue economy and funding. You will have more information about this during this event, and the presentation of the tools that were applied during these years by our projects is a good example of what this working group on circular blue economy and funding is going to deal with. Of course, the themes of the working group are chosen according to the topics of our projects. What else to say? I think that the occasion of knowing our community today is a good occasion for knowing exactly what the community is doing, and above all, the occasion for seeing in concrete how the tools that we present are applied in the reality. So this was all for the presentation of the community. I will start this session with the other speakers. So I give the floor to Mrs. Catherine Frideris, which is Senior Manager of Blue Invest, the platform launched by the European Commission 2 years ago, which boosts innovation and investment in sustainable technologies for the blue economy. Please, Catherine.
Thank you very much, and then also thank you for the invitation to speak to you all today and to tell you about the Blue Invest platform. So Blue Invest is an EU initiative, as you mentioned. It's an investment platform to boost innovation and investment into sustainable technologies for the blue economy. It's enabled by the European Maritime and Fisheries Fund, and it is led by DG Maritime and Fisheries and the new Climate Infrastructure and Environment Executive Agency, or CINEA, of the European Commission. And why we're here today is really to deal with two fundamental challenges for the blue economy that is faced by business. And one is in terms of access to finance for sustainable blue technologies that are seen as being an investment risk because investors don't know very much about them. And also ones that are potentially highly disruptive and innovative. So we provide these areas of access to finance for blue businesses on the one end. And on the other end, we also deal with another fundamental challenge, which is in making sure that these SMEs and startups are ready for investment. And this is another, I think, key challenge for businesses in the blue economy. What Blue Invest does is it brings together through this platform these SMEs, European SMEs and mature startups, brings them together with an enabling environment of coaches, of accelerators, of what we call stakeholders, both in the public and the private sector. It brings them together with potential investors and also corporate adopters who could be end clients. And how we do this is we have a community, as you do, which organizes events, which has a digital academy, and it also features a project pipeline where the best technologies are showcased on the European Maritime Forum website, and they are introduced to investors who could be interested and made aware that these technologies exist and are looking for funding. We then complement that with technical assistance. So there is a readiness assistance component where 203 SMEs have actually been selected to receive coaching towards their business objectives. So we have a specific set of assistance packages that are provided to companies that are selected for readiness assistance. We then have a network of coaches which provide coaching and also actually provide quite credible introductions as well to these businesses and this kind of enabling environment of potential investors and assistance support in their areas. And there's this enabling layer of funding. So that's the Blue Invest grants. That was 42.5 million euros through the Blue Invest grants window. And then the Blue Invest Fund, and this is a blended finance mechanism administered by the European Investment Fund. And what we've come up with in the last 2 years, and we are now in the third year of operation, is quite a good track record, which shows that platforms like this are needed to connect people together, to showcase other initiatives that are there to support businesses, because we realized while we were conducting this project that the SMEs that we were in touch with were not themselves connected. They didn't know that EU mechanisms exist and that support exists for them as businesses, and they weren't really connected to this kind of enabling environment. So having this platform was a way for them to see what else and who else was out there. And so to date, in terms of our track record, we have about 1,200 community members. We've organized 35 events. We've facilitated about 3,400 B2B meetings between companies and investors and corporates. We have selected 203 beneficiaries for readiness assistance. There are about 230 companies featured on the Blue Invest project pipeline. And we've managed to make over 100 credible introductions between these companies and interested investors. And one of the things that we're going to be releasing in the next months are success stories. So about 24 Blue Invest beneficiaries have closed an investment round, over the past 2-year period. And within this Blue Invest funds as well, the 75 million window, they have managed to create value of about 300 million euros in that year where the Blue Invest fund was the window was open. So what we're seeing is that it makes sense, to have a model like this, and it makes sense to open it, to blue businesses. So this is where we're coming from. Our ask to all of you is to join the community, to see what's there, what will be relevant for your business and for your own objectives, whether you're a stakeholder or an investor or a corporate adopter, or you're a blue business. There is something in there for you, particularly if you are in the field of sustainability, if you have a product, a technology, a process, or an approach that meets the principles of the EU Green Deal, there is something for you in this community. And so we encourage you to come and join us, to check out our events and to connect with us. So I'm open for questions, but that was the message I wanted to reflect.
Thank you very much, Catherine. Thank you for this presentation of Blue Invest as an opportunity for blue actors, for blue business. Very interesting to listen to you. Thank you for this. I just wanted to tell to our participants that it is funny because we are presenting these opportunities to them, and we are in an event which is within another event. And for example, now I'm speaking from another event, which is in Ferrara, which is the Silogy Fair, for example. So it's good for our participants to know that there are so many opportunities for blue business, for blue actors in this moment in our territories.
Indeed, Katerina. In fact, we are also at Silogy, so my colleagues are there with you. We actually have a Blue Invest booth, and yesterday we had a virtual workshop within Silogy on intellectual property protection for maritime innovation. Wonderful. So I think what is good is that initiatives like ours continue to reflect the opportunities and the mechanisms that are really available for businesses. There's a lot that the EU is doing that needs to become, I think, more visible, and having these kind of hybrid scenarios where you can do events within events hopefully gives us that kind of spread that we really need for businesses to be able to take this in and to bring themselves forward.
Absolutely, yes, exactly. Thank you, Catherine. I give the floor now to Maria Grueva, Project Officer of the InterregMed program from the Joint Secretariat, which is the program that is funding our community and 7 other communities in the Med area, which will present to us the many opportunities that are given by the program, by the next program period of the InterregMed. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Caterina. Thank you all for this invitation. I'm happy to be with you and welcome all the participants at this event, Med Blue Economy in Action. Allow me just to start with some lines from the recent European Commission's communication on a new approach for sustainable blue economy that was delivered in May 2021, and which sets, let's say, officially the transition to a sustainable blue economy. Blue economy, compared to national economies, could be the 7th largest in the world, which means that it's a very, very important economy sector. A lot has been done on Mediterranean level. 10 priorities of actions were approved by 40 countries participating in the Union for Mediterranean with a ministerial declaration on blue economy. Blue growth is as well a pillar of the European Union's strategy for the Adriatic-Ionian region. WestMed initiative priorities tackle blue economy sectors, blue growth, ecosystems, biodiversity, strengthening maritime clusters, sustainable fisheries and aquaculture, marine pollution, and marine renewable energies, and not least the maritime special planning and the coastal zone management, the integrated coastal zone management. So within the InterregMed program, let's say important work has been delivered by modular projects complementing tools and instruments that are useful for SMEs, regional authorities and stakeholders, maritime clusters. So as already mentioned by previous speakers, transferring of all these results with targeted capitalization and mainstream actions is needed to secure these results and ensure their continuation and territorial appropriation. So one of the future activities that will be financed as well by the next EuroMed program that will be launched for the period 21-27 and continuation of the current InterregMed program is that we have a special, let's say, mission dedicated to innovative, sustainable economy. But apart from the mission, all the rest are, let's say, contain actions that could be pertinent to development of blue sustainable actions. So on the 2nd of December this year, we will have an official opening of our next EuroMed program in Lisbon that will be as well streamlined and you can follow as well on your computer if you are not in Lisbon. And we will present all the activities and actions that will be coherent with our new strategy that builds on results already achieved during previous periods and results that have been achieved not only within InterregMed program but within all programs on Mediterranean level that deal with let's say blue growth. So with these words, I welcome you to this event, and I'm looking forward to see the discussions today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Maria, for introducing the opportunity of the new program. I leave the floor now to Carmen Renovell, coming from one of our main projects belonging to the community, which is the Blue Deal project. Carmen will present to us an activity which is ongoing on the project, which is crucial for this, let's say, the conclusion of the project during this last coming year. Thank you, Carmen.
Hello, everybody. I would like to share my screen just for 5 minutes. Okay, so you can follow me better. My 5 minutes presentation, because for me it's very important, and I think that that we can share the information better. Thank you very much for the invitation to present our initiative. We are Say Valencia, and we are working in Project Blue Deal, which is one of the projects of growth, of horizontal growth. And we are very happy to be here because we wanted to share with you this initiative that puts together companies, SMEs, startups, entrepreneurs, working in one of the pillars of the blue economy, let's say, the marine renewable energies, okay? So we are happy to share this with you, this open innovation strategy from the Blue Deal project, because it promotes the efficient matching of demand and supply of innovation and knowledge-based services in the blue energy sector. I only have 5 minutes to explain this to you and try to find more solutions to the challenges. So I'm going to get to the point, and I will try to convince you because we are looking for solutions to our challenge, and we ask you please to help us to get these solutions, or if you know any company interested, maybe they can participate with us in this night project, okay? Anyway, this presentation contains information on open innovation, which I think it's very interesting, and it can be applied to any other sector of the blue economy. So if you are interested, I think this can be very useful for all of you, okay? So what have we done? We have looked for challenges first related to blue energy sector in 6 countries, because our project has 6 countries represented, and we have 12 challenges from 12 partners, okay? So now we have these challenges in a platform we create to facilitate the cooperation between all the partners and the companies. So here you can see more or less how we can see the website and how this platform is working. And they appear, the challenges we have 3 by 3. They look small here, but I promise that the platform is very useful, and you will find all the challenges there, and you can check there the website. So what kind of challenges do we have? We have, as you can see, we have Iceland looking for sea energies to get clean power and ensure their energy security. We have ports and marinas looking for blue energy technologies to be installed and tested in their areas. We have companies looking for specific improvements technologies to be installed and tested in their areas. And we have public authorities worried about training and jobs in this blue economy sector, and municipalities looking for a defined local governance model to get better resources and blue energy in this sector, okay? So we see that many of the issues related to the blue energies are represented. We don't have time to see the 12 challenges in depth, but well, you have all of them available in the website I told you first, and you will see later, okay? So what are the challenges about? All the challenges are related to blue energy, as I say, and well, we have different trending topics related to blue energy, but another interesting fields, as for example, we have algae and how they can be used, fisheries and their energy needs. We have devices to detect blue energy technologies at sea and to make them more acceptable by society. And also we have energy autonomy, okay? So how can you send these solutions to us, okay? I mentioned the platform, so you can register then, and then you can see the proposal, and you can send your proposal by filling in some boxes, okay? So with the title, with the team you are working with a summary, and with the impact of your solution, for example, okay? But let me tell you also that we are not very strict with this. And well, we normally, please feel free to write your information, because we just want the project to be well explained, and that's all, okay? So what's going to happen, what's happening now, okay? So the 3rd of November, the 30 in November is the deadline to send your solutions. In December, the project technical committee will select 3 finalists per challenge. In January, during the last Blue Deal Lab of the project Blue Deal, one winner will be chosen by challenge, and these 12 winners will participate in the business forum in Valencia. We are going to have in March. So there we will choose the definitive winner, okay, the overall winner. So the evaluation criteria, they are simple. The jury members will evaluate the originality, the innovation of the solution, and also its quality, clarity, and the integration of various disciplines to solve the problem. And what benefits can get the participating companies? Well, there are many of them, but we can highlight the dissemination that will be given to the solvers. They are going to participate in a European project. They can contact the SMEs, the startups can contact with the challengers, and they will be able to participate in the events of the project, but it is true that we don't know if it will be presential or virtual. It will depend on the situation of the COVID and the money we have, okay, in the project. And okay, so we have the last Blue Deal Lab in January in Athens, also the Valencia Business Forum, and the final conference in Ravenna, maybe, okay? We have to confirm this information. So that's all. I only have 5 minutes. I think that this is another opportunity for the SMEs and for the companies. As my previous colleagues said, they are very important, and this is a kind of initiative and with a win-win situation, because all the participants can win. And as we say, all the partners, let's make a Blue Deal, and we wait for your solutions. Thank you very much for the opportunity to disseminate this initiative. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you very much, Carmen. Thank you for this presentation. Thank you for giving us this information about the Open Innovation Challenge. And thank you for the great work that you as a project have done and you are continuing doing in the challengers territories. It's a great idea, I think, to work for finding solvers, as you call it. It's a really, really great idea. Thank you, Carmen. So now we close this first session. A lot of inspiration, a lot of information, useful information for the participants to this conference. Now we start another session. We start the session where some a real target of our projects participated by applying some of the tools that were produced by the project. So I leave the floor to my colleague Vera. Please, let's start the second session then. Thank you.
Thank you, Caterina. Good afternoon to all of you. So I'm Vera Bouyouri from the National Technical University of Athens, and I will be your host for this first session on innovative blue funding and business solutions. So with the help of 3 blue SMEs, I will try to introduce 3 tools, best practices, that we believe they have the potential to be used again in other territories or under a new configuration. The first one is the 4-Helix Plus Innovation Voucher Scheme. The idea is to use a traditional tool, that is the vouchers, in an innovative way, that is to offer to SMEs, startups, the possibility to acquire knowledge and coaching services supplied by knowledge providers in order to explore a business opportunity or solve a small-scale innovation-related problem. This collaboration, established through a matchmaking mechanism, was the key for the development of 48 innovative projects within the 4-Helix Plus project that were granted with 10,000 euros each. Today, we have with us Mr. Emanuele Trolli, Head of Blue Marine Service from Italy, to present his experience as a beneficiary of the 4-Helix Plus Innovative Voucher Scheme. So, Mr. Trolli, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Vera, and good afternoon to everybody. And thanks again for the opportunity to participate to MEDA Week. I'm the managing director of Blue Marine Service. Is a private company operating in the field of applied research in the marine environment. And we develop projects in order to reduce the impact of the human activity, especially in the blue sector. I'm going to explain the results with of a project called Biopackaging that we act in this project as a knowledge provider using the Forelix Plus voucher scheme. I'm going to share my video with a very short video explaining you the project and the activity of this small medium enterprise called Ithaca Cooperi. Wait a second. Can you see the video?
Yes,
okay.
Emanuele.
Okay, perfect. And just a second. Okay, and Ithaca Cooperi is an Italian seafood wholesaler. Here you can see the productive process of the company. The company buy the seafood and sell the seafood to the restaurant, to the fishing market. And in this project, we helped the company to implement a process innovation. Ithaca Cooperi is a very small company, only 4 employees, and is based in Cupra Marittima, a small town on the Adriatic seaboard in Italy. And the small project we realized foreseen the use of an innovative biodegradable and compostable packaging for some of the product lines of seafood processed by the company. The new packaging, I must underline that it's the final packaging for the final user, the final client. It's similar in shape and characteristics to the currently used, but made of plastic, but it's made of polylactic acid. And the polylactic acid has the important characteristic of being biodegradable and compostable after use, only in industrial composting plants. And after 2-3 months, become good compost for agriculture. This new packaging, actually poorly used in the fishery sector, already have the necessary certification for the use in the food sector. But it can also become an element of diversification and enhancement of the product, thanks to its biodegradability characteristic. In the project, we helped the company to help the company to use in the productive process this new packaging with a sample supply. But we also create the link between the company and the net supplier. And we also realize communication material for the company, explaining and in some cases creating the environmental policy of the company in order to explain the characteristic of the packaging and the environmental policy of the company. And the company, with the implementation of this project, had important tools in order to face the growing competition in the sector. The packaging is something that can be diversification, something new, respect the same product of the other company. And we develop a strategic commercial approach to the market, because Ithaca Cooperi is a very small company, and sometimes the communication activity is very underestimated in the small company. And we improve the communication techniques of this company, developing elements of diversification and innovation of the seafood product sold by the company. And we used the voucher scheme. And in my opinion, we were very, very satisfied about this kind of scheme. The point of strength about the using the voucher is the speed in project evaluation compared to the other funding scheme, the speed for obtaining the contribution, the funding, and it's zero cost for the beneficiary. We operate like a knowledge provider, but Ithaca Cooperi has zero cost for this consulting and innovation activity. And moreover, a little bureaucracy for present the proposal and present all the paper necessary for the accounting. The only point on weakness of the voucher scheme, in my opinion, are that for projects involving trials and activity on the sea, the amount of 10,000 baht included is a little bit low, but it depends on what kind of project we are going to implement. And the second weakness is that we had a very short period for realize the project. And sometimes we work a lot with the marine resources. It's very important to do the activity on the sea in a specific timeline. For example, if you want to operate with some marine resources that can be near the coast only in a specific period. Okay, thanks a lot. I'm available for any other question you need.
Thank you so much, Mr. Drolli. I keep that knowledge is a key for innovation, and we need it. So I would like now to say, of course, that you can use the chat box for any questions or comments about this first presentation and the next to come. And I hope that at the end of the meeting, because we are a little bit out of time, we will have time to pose some questions to all speakers. So I will pass to the second tool, best practice, that is the Blue Crowdfunding campaign. Crowdfunding and crowdsourcing are an alternative way for funding, testing, and validating innovative blue products and services. Under this concept, the Blue Crowdfunding project organized regional trainings in order to build up the capacities of SMEs and produced an online crowdfunding tool in order to support SMEs in learning how to implement crowdfunding. Moreover, through open calls, the project partners have selected several candidates, SMEs, startups, cooperatives, in order to support them in the successful realization of a crowdfunding campaign in the blue economy sector. One of these beneficiaries is Synthesis from Cyprus, and we are pleased to have with us today Mr. Yannis Ioannou to give us his feedback after having experienced the whole process of how to build a crowdfunding campaign. So, Mr. Ioannou, the floor is yours.
Thank you for the opening. And I would like to thank the whole organizers for such a great event. Thank you for inviting us to share our experience for our crowdfunding campaign through the Blue Economy Program. At first, at Synthesis, I'm speaking from the position of innovation lead, also as an angel investor. We wanted to raise the substantial amount of capital through a crowdfunding campaign for our funding round. Having had discussions with a number of crowdfunding platforms, we had arrived to the results that they don't take any SME or any startup from Cyprus due to small market, due to many reasons, and we had to accept that. So in reality, it was hard for us to digest that, and we decided to do something about it. So we have said it's better to participate with the program so we can help and increase the awareness of that there are worthy startups and SMEs in the Mediterranean region that people need to support. As it stands now, SMEs from South Europe and the Mediterranean are not in the radar of VCs or angel investors for obvious reasons. But due to pandemic, they are more open and they know that their markets are not limited to one country. Since we are at the beginning of angel investing industry in South Europe, any activity and promotion, such as the Blue Economy Program, are very useful. And the first tangible results will be seen in the next few years. So it's very important that we pay attention on that. Whether the question, if crowdfunding is really significant. Sorry, I was muted. So in a question of whether this is an important crowdfunding campaign is important for an SME, yet it is. In most cases, SMEs and startup to grow needs a substantial working capital in order to operate until they achieve some important milestones. So they will break even, or they can operate on a profit. I'm a big fan of crowdfunding for many reasons. Firstly, through a crowdfunding, and a startup not only can raise the first capital, but they can test their business idea, whether it's viable or not. And even they can, people can buy their product too, the first customer, they can build the first customers. Nevertheless, crowdfunding can help increase the awareness of their products or service to a wide range of audience. And of course, it can produce some partnerships, possibly funders have not thought before. So participating at the Blue Economy program was our best option, and we are glad we did so. Due to my previous experience as an angel investor, investing in over 30 startups through a crowdfunding campaigns, had a valuable experience in how to build and run a crowdfunding campaign. That for us was not something new, but certainly it was very useful and helpful for founders and entrepreneurs to take the training. I do believe there was undoubtedly useful knowledge through the training for all participants, despite the fact that I believe they could find more specialist crowdfunding consultants to help the startups even more in more depth. As to why the knowledge is provided is very collective, informative, which hardly they could find in some other places. Unless founders and entrepreneurs have run a crowdfunding campaign in the past. Yeah, that's part of the presentation. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ioannou. I think you have right. You need the first capital to start, because without, you cannot really, see your idea become an act. So let's go now to the next tool, to Mistral's business plan competition, that is a driver for innovation and smart specialization in the blue growth sector. Mistral's business plan competition was conceived and implemented as a competition between business ideas, startups, and academic spin-offs. It offers a path with specific training activities on how to make a feasibility study, how to transform an idea to business, and how to bring it to the market and create a vision on its development. This competition scheme is an effective tool to improve skills and competencies, and therefore accelerate innovation processes. Through Mistral project, several business plan competitions have taken place in Portugal, Spain, Greece, Cyprus, France, Italy, and Croatia. Today with us, we have Mr. Fabio Bignolini, representative of Northern Light from Italy, who has taken part in one of the Mistral's business plan competitions. So, Mr. Bignolini, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody, and thank you for the invitation. First of all, I would like to introduce our idea. We are an innovative startup from Italy. I don't know if you see my presentation, but okay. We are working to solve one of the biggest problems in the marine industry, that is fiberglass. Fiberglass is really difficult to recycle. So we have really a lot of boats abandoned in the yards, in the marinas, and of course, unfortunately, in the sea. We work really a lot to have a concrete solution, and the solution is air composite. That is a composite based on a thermoplastic matrix and natural fibers, recycled fibers, and a new core that is recyclable at the end of life. The main innovative part of the project is the recyclability, because as you can see here, in 24 hours, you can dissolve the composite and separate in fibers, resin, and core. So it's really a game changer in the market that is actually in the thermoset technology. This composite would like to change the market and switch to a circular economy and solve the future. For the all the fiberglass boat, we are launching also a campaign to recover the old boats. The composite is actually used in marine industry because it's your market, but can be applied in big markets as automotive, tubes, in bike frames, wind blades. There is a lot of possibilities. To demonstrate that the composite is a real option, we built some prototypes. The first one is Ecoprimus, that is a dinghy for the kids. The boat was presented in Genoa Boat Show in 2020 and was awarded as most innovative project. The second project is born in this year. We built a 7.5-meter boat that was again presented in the last Genoa Boat Show. Was sailing in Gulf of Trieste with Bora wind, and the boat is really fast and strong. The boat was awarded again in Genoa for the most innovative boat until 10 meters. And now we're working out to push the market to make the change. We have a last project that we will start in the next year. It's a foiling boat like the American Scout boats. There is 3 unique technology here. First of all, our composite that is recyclable. The second is a new technology on the sails that are also thermoplastic and recyclable. And the third one is a mold, printing additive manufacturing technology that is also recyclable at the end of life. So we can have an entire process that is circular. Our project was one of the projects selected for Italian Mistral Business Plan competition. And we worked for some months with a really expert team. We had the opportunity to improve our skills in various aspects, not only about the business plan. We was able to improve really a lot our pitch. So at the beginning was really a small pitch. Now we are able to present our company in a really great way, and we are really thankful to the Mistral team to let us do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bignolini. Now, before passing to the second session, because we will not have now time for questions and answers, I hope we will have at the end of this conference. I want just to inform you that at the end we will ask also to participate to a very short survey about blue economy and the blue growth communities tools. So we will ask just 4 or 5 questions in order to give us your feedback and your potential interest on the tools we have presented today. I will now give the floor to Ms. Valentina Russo from Irradiare, Science for Evolution, that she will moderate the second session on sustainable blue economy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Vera. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Valentina Russo from Irradiare, and I will be the moderator of the second session on innovative solutions for sustainable blue economy. Very few words as a short introduction. The goal of this session is to present some tools on sustainable blue economy coming from our Blue Growth Community project. And once again, we will give the floor to the end user of the tools, the most medium price that have actually experienced this tool. So we are very keen to know the experience and also the feature of the tools, how they work, and maybe also which is the added value. So without going any further, I'm going to introduce the first tool, which is the Circularity self-assessment tool developed by Blue Phasma. And with this tool, Blue Phasmas wanted to create a device able to measure the small-medium enterprise readiness and willingness to adopt circular economy principle in fisheries and aquaculture sector. It is a very easy tool. It is an online tool. Anyone can access. It is a survey, and based on the answer you give, you will be able to get some personalized recommendation towards the use of circular economy in the business sector. So I would like now to give the floor to Mrs. Joao Rito. Joao is a researcher in marine technology and also an expert in aquaculture. He has also collaborated with the European Aquaculture Society. And finally, is also one of the founding members of Sentia. Sentia is the Portuguese company that has participated in the Phasmas project. So without any further, please, I would like to give the floor to Joao. Joao, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Valentina. Thank you for allowing me to be here presenting our project. I'm going to share a small presentation, some slides with all of you. I don't know if you're seeing already. I hope so. If not, just let me know. Firstly, I would like to...
We can see.
Yes, in full screen if you can.
Yeah. And now? Is it well?
Not yet.
No? Okay, so let me.
Maybe this previous is better to see it. Okay.
Yeah, you can see it.
No, wait. What about now?
Now it's perfect. Go ahead, Joao.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry for this delay. So, yes, so I'd like to thank the Blue Phasma project and especially Seta Eco that contacted us directly. So we're, and we were able to know and learn a little bit more about these blue business tools for companies like ours. So first I'm going to present you a little bit what is our company, what do we do, and then explain how did we manage to connect with the SETA and applying the Circularity self-assessment tool. So Scientia is, my name is João Rito, I'm one of the founders of Scientia, which is a new aquaculture startup from Portugal. We're a very small company, not yet producing commercially, but we are still in the pilot project phase. So we wanted to attempt this problem. Are we able to sustainably feed the growing world population and at the same time achieve the excellence that is demanded by consumers in different topics like biosecurity, diversification, transparency, and sustainability? Well, according to the FAO, by 2030, fish production needs to be increased in 110 million tons, which might have a value of 1.1 trillion euros. Well, Scientia wants to be part of the solution by producing curvina. It's called meager in English. Curvina is a high-quality white fish with a very good nutritious profile, a low feed conversion ratio, fast growth, and it already has some good public acceptance. And we want to be the first company in the world producing curvina in a recirculation aquaculture system until a commercial size. These kind of systems allows us to promote the animal welfare and avoid diseases and parasites without using any antibiotics or other chemicals. So we will not contaminate your food, neither the environment. So this is the system that we designed to be able to produce 1,000 tons of curvina per year that we want to start implementing after next year. So we will grow curvina until 2.5 kilos, and then we want to transform this product, this fish, into different fish products that are going to be identified, traceable, and certified. So every consumer will have the choice will have all the information about the product, about its production, and all the details about how did we do it. So that's the only way of allowing them to opt and to make a choice on the sustainability side. And speaking about sustainability, we want to bet in circular economy as well. Some of the things that we want to implement is to use the sludge removed from the filtration system as a fertilizer and for biogas production. That doesn't necessarily have to be us. We can simply channel these products to other players. Also, we want to use the effluent nutrients to produce lower trophic level organisms, such in an integrated multi-trophic aquaculture system. So these are valuable nutrients that instead of being dumped into the environment can be actually be used to produce more biomass and valuable biomass. And also, out of the transformation of the fish into different fish products, we can use the processing trimmings for fish oil and fish meal production that usually are associated to unsustainable ingredients. But if we consider the traceability of these ingredients and know that they are coming from sustainable sources, they can actually become much more sustainable than nowadays. Something also very important in this kind of system, we're talking about a building completely closed that uses a lot of energy. So this energy can actually be produced with renewable sources. Like in this case, we want to cover the rooftop of the building to produce solar energy. So throughout the whole year, obviously this is dependent on the location, but in our case, we are in Portugal, and we made a study that throughout the whole year, we should be able to produce more energy than the energy that we're going to use. So we're going to have a positive balance on the energy as well. So we're going to have competitors with supplying the wild meager and offshore farmers supplying farm meager, but we have a distinct advantage over them, which is to provide biosecurity, traceability, quality, and environmental protection all together in this fish that can be your food. And you, by opting by this food, can actually play a pressure on saving the ocean. So we are located right now in Peniche with our very small pilot project, applying all this technology to these fish species. But our objective is to then replicate this project and upscale it and replicate it in several locations around the world where the market demands more fish, because the objective is to produce it locally and avoid the transportation of these goods around the world, which will also have an impact on the environment. So these are some render image of our future scale project. So this is going to be a very big building. But now I have the pleasure to show you the first real images of our small scale project. So you see a lot of technology is very artificial, but this is the only way that we can actually avoid the presence of diseases and parasites and not having to apply any chemicals or antibiotics. So you see our first batches of fish already swimming in our water. And now, after having this implemented, we were able to meet the CETA and able to actually apply the Circularity self-assessment tool, which is a very simple tool, like Valentina just mentioned, that we filled online. And these are the results of our project. So we have our position in the circular economy ladder. That's something that we didn't know. It's 3.1. So we are already towards circular economy. We haven't reached the circular economy model yet, which is perfectly normal, taking into account that we are not yet in the commercial scale. We are still developing the R&D phase. But we have our willingness to invest in circular economy at 4.9. Not the maximum, but we look forward to actually achieve the maximum positions in these both scales. What we learned about it was actually some measures that we can implement in the future to look more towards the circularity model. And these, I'm just going to mention a few that were honestly completely new to me, that I think I'm quite informed in this subject, but still these were very, very well new to me. I was not thinking about them, and it's something that we can actually apply and very simply apply and be a bit more sustainable. Some of them are the promotional materials that can be used recycled and biodegradable materials that usually people don't do that, just print in plastics and so on, or even just use online materials. We can also educate our staff and transmit the message. One of the ways of doing that is actually not only transmitting the message to the staff, but also transmitting the message to anyone that's working with us and explaining that all the staff is trained to the best practices. Reusing gray water, for example, for toilet water, for the toilets is something very interesting and very simple to be applied. Also, this is very important, and I think it can play a major role, which is to analyze our suppliers. So we can actually make sure that all our activity is sustainable. But if we are actually using materials coming from suppliers that do not respect the sustainability as well, then we are indirectly playing a role in the sustainability side as well. So we have to make sure that all the materials that we are using and we are buying are actually coming from sustainable sources. And this is very important, especially to an aquaculture farm, that we use fish feed. So we want to make sure that the fish feed that we use are coming from is being produced only with sustainable ingredients. And at last, the option of renting or leasing products. So instead of having to buy computers, all these materials, we can actually reuse materials or renting or leasing these products to potential companies that are doing that already, which I didn't know at all. So these are some of the examples that we can actually apply in the future upscale and commercial scale. And we are definitely going to look for that and trying to apply that as much as possible. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope you enjoy. I don't know if you have any questions.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Joao. Indeed, it was super interesting to hear from you, from your experience. And it is great news that you are ready towards circular economy. It's a process to get yet, but okay, it's good to know. And also it's very important for us to know that you had a positive impact, the circular economy tool had a positive impact on the way you are using circular economy in your business. So I think this is very great experience from our modular project Blue Phasma, and we should be proud of that. And I think also Blue Phasma circularity self-assessment tools should be taken into consideration not only at Mediterranean level, but also in Europe to foster blue economy in the business sector. So I will now move to the second tool, which is a tool developed by PSAMIDES project. PSAMIDES is a very promising InterregMed project that aims to optimize the performance of small, medium-sized ports through the implementation of innovative tools. The project also supports small, medium enterprise implementing these innovative tools. And to achieve this aim, the project partner have developed the coaching program. Today, we have with us a beneficiary of this coaching program, which is the Ecological company that has participated in the coaching program organized by Paul Mer, which is the French partner of PSAMIDES project. And we have with us Mrs. Sabrina Palmieri. Just a few words to introduce Mrs. Palmieri. Mrs. Sabrina Palmieri has a degree in business administration and extensive experience in communication and marketing. Indeed, she is responsible at Ecosian for communication and commercial relations. And without spending any additional words, I would like to give the floor to Mrs. Palmieri.
Thank you, Valentina, to introduce me. I will speak in French, sorry, because I'm not very proud of my English.
Yeah, sorry, Sabrina, I would like to remind the participants that they have the possibility to use the translator. So it is absolutely not a problem that you are going to.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.
Donc, je vais vous présenter Ecosian. Est-ce que vous voyez bien mon affichage d'écran? Est-ce que vous... can you see my PowerPoint, please? Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Très bien.
That's good. Thank you. Perfect, thank you. Donc bonjour, je m'appelle Sabrina Palmieri, je suis responsable communication et développement business pour la société
Ecosian. We are a French society, Ecosian.
Notre objectif est donc
our goal is to take into account the biodiversity and to save the small fishes. The fish nurseries, I'm going to explain Ecosian, and I'm going to finish to give you a recent experience from the the concours that have been a content that have been organized in the Mediterranean, allowing us to deploy our solution in Spain, and it has been for us a very important objective. The fishes, as you can see, live in a natural mean, and the fishes live between algae, rocks, the corals, and so on. We have been interested in this mean because it has been and had an impact in the 100 years for the human being in all the world. I will remember the life cycle of the fish. First of all, there is a mass that little by little they grow and arrive to the coast in order to colonize natural habitats. The fish go back to just to give and will the Mediterranean, and they go there to lay the eggs. We have been interested to the coastal species, but as you can see in this type of species, they have a need. In the 50s till the 80s, we wanted to construct the boats, places in order to install the harbors, the trade harbors, and all the type of works that have destroyed the natural habitats. This has been a problem because they have destroyed the natural habitat, and fishes reaching the coast, they by the fact that our habitat, their habitat has been destroyed, there are 140 harbors constructed and destroyed all the habitat where those fishes live. Of course, it is a natural area, and there are 90% of the small fishes that die in this area, and it is an ecological catastrophe because the number of fishes have diminished due to pollution and other type of disasters. But the urbanization of our coast had been causing those type of problems. We have worked with Ecocion, and we have developed two solutions, two ecological solutions, the BioHub and BioDig. This is a solution that we have used in the south of France, and the solution of dam, we fish those larvae and we put it in other places in order to grow and then to launch them to the sea. I wanted to remember of our activity, Ecocion. We are not a startup because we have been working since 18 years ago. We are based in Montpellier. We are a team of 16 people, biologists, engineers, and we are developing little by little but sure in Europe above all, and we have some activities in developing countries in order to bring solutions. As I was telling you, the solution BioDam is very simple. And there is a fish hotel, which is an inox box with a vacuum and full compartment where the fish go there and the oysters go, at least in Montpellier in France, because we have a region of the ostreicultures, and they come there to treat, and we want to sanitize in order to create an artificial habitat for these small fishes. And with BioHub ponton, we put them on a dam, and it works extremely well, because since 6 years ago we have developed 40 marinas throughout Europe that wanted to work with us implementing this ecological solution, 4,400 units, and there are searchers that are interested in our solutions, and they have appropriated our ideas, and there are scientific publications of the works done on this field. In order to give you some figures, we have 400 species in this biohood distributed between the different fauna, flora, and fishes. You know the species, and we can easily see different types of fishes, the invertebrates, we have all kinds of groups called pollax, sathel, horsomart, and other type of species. In these packages of EcoCN, we propose the harbor to equip the ecological restoration, make the follow-up of the solutions installed in the harbors, and by the fact that it is an awareness tool, you can see here, we can just to select the fishes with adults or children present in one day organized in order to assess and to value the wealth and the biodiversity existing. We invite population to participate with all the environmental cycle and the marine ecology that has been to be protected. We have a pedagogical place, and there is a package that we do children with 4 or 5 years, and we do in the different ports because we want to.
Comme tout ce qu'on met dans l'eau, ça nécessite de l'entretien et du renouvellement. Donc, je fais un petit focus sur le concours PSAMID. Donc, nous sommes membres du pôle mer depuis plusieurs années, et dans ce cadre-là, ils ont ouvert un concours qui s'appelle donc PSAMID et qui nous permettait, en candidatant, d'avoir un coaching avec une personne experte dans son pays et dans le pays de notre choix, justement, qui pouvait nous impulser un petit peu au travers de notre cible et nous présenter, donc nous introduire sur un marché sur lequel nous ne sommes pas connus. Et donc, nous avons candidaté pour ce concours que nous avons gagné en tout début d'été. Et nous avons choisi l'Espagne. Et le pôle mer nous a orientés vers
we have been oriented to a coach, which is Nicolas Gonzalez, which is a partner of this SMEs project, and he has been the key of the success of this project because he has introduced ourselves in 50 harbors in Spain, and we are 10 more that are implementing this technology, and this is the first port, and we have installed yesterday, which is San Feliu de Guíxols port in the Catalan coast. We have installed 19 boxes, and we are very proud to have been able to be introduced in the Spanish ports, which is very near to the Ecocéan because we are in Montpellier, which is a few hours drive from the Spanish coast. And there is a very important development on the Catalan coast and the rest of Spain. And we think that we are being able to develop much more this bio-oot product in order to save the small fish. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to have been clear. And sorry because I haven't used English, but for me it was easier to speak French. If you need more information, you can contact me throughout the email or by using my telephone number. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sabrina Brunieri. It was very interesting to hear from you, and also I'm also very happy that Psamides project was a good experience for you, and the Psamides project was able to help with your business and with the way towards sustainability in your business. Thank you very much. So I will now open the floor to any question. So, do we have any question? I remind you, you can use the chat box to pose some questions or maybe some comments. If there, no. So if there is no question, I would like now to pass the floor to my colleague from Acame, Mrs. Luis Molas. He will make the conclusion, but he will also launch a very small survey we have been prepared for you. So thank you very much. Now, Luis, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Valentina. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, as you know, today we are in the Meda Week Barcelona, which is a big economic conference. We take advantage of this event for having at the same time the Med Blue in Action conference. I mean, because it's important that companies like you explain how these projects work and other companies from the Mediterranean listen us. So in Meda Week, we have companies from different countries, and I guess that we have companies from the North and South Mediterranean listening us and learning from those experiences. So we wanted to, right now, I will share my screen and launch a small survey so that everyone who's interested just can participate. So let me, okay, I have it here. Okay, so please, if you go to the following address, www.ment.com, and you insert this number, we could begin the survey. So I'm just going to take my telephone, okay, participate with you all together. If the attendants want to participate too, that would be great. Okay, I don't know if any of you is taking part. Okay, I'm just going to get in. Okay, and so companies and people attending that wants to take part in this survey, I just ask to participate. So go on. I will give you 5 seconds to answer the first questions. We are in number 1. So just some of my colleagues there, you also participate, just raise your hands to know that you have time enough to answer. Okay, so we have the first question, right? So I'm going to go to the next slide. Okay, right now we have 4 questions. Please answer. Just giving more time to people that wants to take part. Okay. Moving to the third one. Are you interested in receiving technical support for adopting some of the following tools? And then here you can select more than one if you want. Okay, then I'm going to go to the 4th slide. Would you be also interested in participating in some of the following training activities? If you see, these 2 questions are very close to the first 2, because we are here in the session 2, Sustainable Blue Economy. And before, in the first session, we were in the blue funding. So if you want to answer. Okay. We have those results. That's great. And right now, I will ask people, those who really want to give their names and the name of the company and the interest in those tools, please to write the name of the companies. Okay, don't be shy. Just go on. No one? I mean, all of us were answering the, okay, I will answer too. Okay, I hope that some attending companies, people interested, please just answer this survey. We can also put the survey online because I think that this session will be recorded and uploaded in YouTube. So if we upload the questions, maybe many people that for many reasons were not able to participate and take part in this session, they could follow and track it online, okay? So because we're out of time and have another session just behind, I'm just going to finish this and I'm just going to open our PowerPoint presentation very quickly. Well, here we are, Blue Growth Community, okay, in the MedBlue Conference Barcelona. We just want to present next actions. Sorry, I'm just going to be in much better. Okay, next actions. We will have, first of all, a training on the use of the Marina platform, and then we will take advantage for launching the Blue Economy Working Group on the 13th of December, 2021. This is going to be our next action.
Luis, we don't see the presentation. We see the Mentimeter.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Just, sorry. Okay. Here we are. Okay. Do you see my presentation? Great.
Yes, now.
Okay. As I was saying before, sorry for the, I changed the slides and I didn't realize that I was not in the right one. Okay. Those are the next activities of the Blue Growth Community. We will have a training on the use of the Marina platform and the launching of the Blue Economy Working Group, which is one of the pending working groups of our community, the 13th of December, 2021. We as CAMI, as well as CPMR, will work on launching this Blue Economy Working Group because we want that companies, small and medium enterprises, take part and participate in the community. In fact, this was the main reason for being here today in an economic conference and for inviting you, companies that experienced the different tools and results from the Blue Growth, MedBlue Growth projects. Then we will have a capitalization event in February on yachting in 2022. And at the same time, I want to advance that we've been talking and having some conversations with the Blue Crowding project because we really would like to take this tool, this experience, and try to transfer this experience to the private sector, mainly to BCOs, and that those BCOs could act as trainers of trainees and then expand this to the small medium enterprises of the whole Mediterranean. This is something that we are studying. This is under consideration, but this is one of our next actions. And finally, okay, follow us. We're very happy to be here with you. You have the 3 names of the communication team, my name, the name of my colleagues, Fernanda and Anna, the email of the Blue Growth Community, our website in the InterregMed community, and you have done all the social media we have, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, okay, the channel of YouTube, and Twitter. So please follow us. We will be very happy to track you. And thank you very much for being today with you and for participating. So it has been a pleasure. And if you don't have anything to comment, I would finish here and say you goodbye and see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your
Grazie mille.
participation.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.